Recording started.
My name is Daniel Apt with Olanu, and I am the project lead for the SMC Clean project. SMC Clean Module 2 covers the LID manual for Southern California, and specifically the updates that were made to the manual in 2019. A bit of overview and history of the LID manual for Southern California. The manual was first developed in 2010 by the Low Impact Development Center for the Southern California Stormwater Monitoring Coalition. Funding for the manual was provided by grant funding, a Prop 40 State Water Board grant with matching funds from the SMC. In 2010, LID was relatively new in California, and the purpose of the manual was to provide a resource for jurisdictions, designers, contractors, and maintenance personnel about LID concepts and implementation techniques. LID has evolved in California over the past 9 to 10 years, and there was a need to update the manual to reflect this evolution. The manual updates in 2019 focused on minor modifications to integrate lessons learned regarding implementation of LID in Southern California. The purpose of the LID manual for Southern California is that given the state of LID and GSI implementation and the presence of jurisdictional specific LID manuals that weren't around when the original LID manual for Southern California was formed, is that the manual serves as a resource guide to jurisdictions, designers, contractors, and maintenance personnel in the development of design, construction, and maintenance standards and specifications, as well as codes and ordinances, which can support their water quality management and regulatory compliance programs. Please note that the recommendations in this manual are not intended to supersede local regulations. Again, many local jurisdictions have their own LID design manuals, which should be consulted in designing LID and green infrastructure in those jurisdictions. Individual sites also must adapt the guidance to meet the requirements of their particular site. In summary, this is a manual of practice for LID that provides details on how to use LID principles and LID BMPs to help reduce the impacts of land development or redevelopment on water resources, really at the project level. This also provides guidance for municipalities, land use planners, land developers, consultants, design professionals who prepare stormwater engineering plans and specification, and others in private industry and public service. A site planning and design reference that will facilitate the implementation of LID for projects in Southern California is also a key element of the updated Southern California LID manual. And finally, the manual provides a tool that can be applied at the site level for development of integrated water and stormwater management regulatory compliance and resource protection programs. Now the 2019 updates for the LID manual for Southern California. The updates focused on 4 primary areas. We updated significantly the nomenclature in the manual and looked at nomenclature across the different jurisdictions in Southern California and provided a significant number of tables to identify those differences in nomenclature. We've also updated the impacts of development and how LID can help. Some of the things that we've integrated are considerations and challenges based on where we are in 2019-2020 with implementation of LID and GSI in Southern California. We've also significantly updated the LID site planning and design process. It's no longer just the site planning, but recognizes the difference between LID site planning and site design. And then finally, we have an appendix of LID nomenclature and requirements comparison for jurisdictions across Southern California. First is LID nomenclature. So these are the 5 areas that we focused on for LID BMP terminology. LID design requirements found in 10 California municipal storm sewer system permits were largely developed independently. And as a result, different terminology and specifications were adopted in regional permits. For site design requirements, they've focused primarily on the function of LID BMPs on the site before the implementation of structural BMPs, such as conserving natural areas, using permeable materials, and minimizing soil compaction. Regional site design requirements retain the same general focus, but vary significantly in requirement details. For LID and water quality sizing requirements, they are based primarily on the volume of water to be retained on site for a specified storm size or the amount of runoff flow to be treated by a biofilter or biotreatment BMP. However, these requirements vary slightly in the different MS4 permits. Hydromodification requirements in Southern California address increases in the volume and velocity of stormwater runoff caused by land development. Hydromodification requirements vary significantly across the different permits in the Southern California region. And then finally, in characterizing bioretention soil media, bioretention soil media design such as depth, infiltration rate, and composition is a key part of bioretention and biofiltration functionality. However, since bioretention soil media terminology and requirements have been established independently across the California Water Regional Boards, different specifications and different terminology have been developed in the different regions. We've also made updates to the impacts of development and how LID can help. Although integrated in the initial manual, we've updated the multiple environmental, economic, and social benefits that LID provides, helping to identify some of the key multiple benefits that integration of LID and green stormwater infrastructure can be provided with our implementation. We've also updated the land development effects to reflect really the last 9 years of data and information collected on what kind of impacts we're seeing from land development, including the increases of impervious surfaces and the increases of the volume and velocity of stormwater from those impervious surfaces. Under considerations and challenges, we've identified quite a few based on the recent thinking in stormwater management in Southern California. LID implements a distributed on-site approach. However, regional solutions to stormwater management can also provide additional benefits such as groundwater recharge and water supply. Capture and use of stormwater can be implemented on a regional or a distributed scale, and we look at implementing capture and use on-site and off-site as a stormwater management practice. We also see that implementation of LID can be encouraged with incentive programs, specifically incentive programs for homeowners to implement LID on-site in their own homes. And then LID challenges us with the two most difficult being retrofit constraints and ensuring maintenance is adequately performed. Both of these present significant challenges to implement retrofit BMP LID and green infrastructure BMPs given our built environment with all of the constraints of utilities and the existing environment. And then maintenance is becoming a significant issue, not only have it being adequately performed and having the personnel being trained, but making sure that we have the resources to adequately implement maintenance for LID and green infrastructure BMPs. As far as the LID site planning and design process, we've updated it to recognize that there is a difference between LID site planning as well as LID site design, with LID site planning focusing on preserving hydrologic functions and LID site design integrating structural design measures like green roofs and impervious pavement to be able to help reduce the amount of stormwater discharging from a site and reduce the amount of impervious surfaces on a site. We've also made changes based on how development and how developers function in Southern California, which is a little bit different from when the manual was first developed. And we've also integrated the concept of performing a triple bottom line sustainability analysis to really evaluate the multiple benefits that LID provides and not just think of things as a cost and environmental benefit, but identifying all the other benefits that LID and green stormwater infrastructure can provide. And finally, in Appendix A, we've developed a comprehensive set of LID nomenclature and requirements comparisons for jurisdictions across Southern California. Table A1 is a table that identifies the BMP-related nomenclature used in California municipal stormwater system permits, and this is also found in definitions of the glossary section of the permit. Table A2 focuses on the different terminology and requirements for BMP media, specifically bioretention soil media. Table A3 focuses on the difference of hydromodification requirements across Southern California. Table A4 focuses on site design requirements and the differences across the region of Southern California. And then finally, we see in Table A5 the regional LID or water quality requirements and the differences that we see in those specific standards. With that, this concludes Module 2. Attached here is my contact information if you have any questions. Thank you.